Hello everyone, in this particular makeup tutorial, this look is centered around spring and what's wearable and kind of in right now. And bright lips are really in, so I incorporated the bright lips and toned down the eyes a lot. And this will fall into the WetNWild series that I'm doing with Melissa. If you're interested in this tutorial and how I pulled it off, then please continue to watch. I've already applied the e.l.f. Mineral Eyeshadow Primer all the way to the lid to the brow bone, and as you can tell, I've already filled in my brows, and I always use the NYC Brow Kit for brunettes. And the first color that we're going to apply is in this WetNWild 6-pan palette. This one's in Greed. So we're going to be using this color. It's matte. And I'm going to be applying that with a blending brush. But any fluffy brush, you don't always have to use your brushes based on the names of them. And I'm just going to start pulling that into my eye area. The crease, I mean. Okay, once we have that, I'm going to be taking shadow from MAC. It's an Expresso. It's a dark brown and it's a matte. Putting that up on an angled brush. And this is going in the outer corner. Up a little bit. And in a tad. Just like that. Pick up a little more. And I'm just building on that color there. And the color that I added on the inner part of the lid here, I'm going to slowly drag that in a little bit. And then I'm going back in with the blending brush, and of course I'm going to blend those together. Now this step may take a little extra time because they are both mattes. Shimmers will blend almost effortlessly depending on, you know, similar color things like that, like they're in similar colors, range. But most of the time, those will blend out so nicely. And as you can tell, I'm lightening that color up by going over top of the color as well. And so I'm picking up that first color again, a tad on the brush. And I'm going back into the crease of that color. Now that I have that, the next color I'm going to apply is actually in the Greed palette. It's this shimmery one over here. This color is sheer, and most of the time I use it with a base, like a secondary base. In this particular case, I'm not going to because I do kind of want the sheer application of it. And you will want to tap off your brush. This is this is a concealer brush from e.l.f., but I like it because it's big enough to pick up and place shadows pretty well. So I'm just applying this to the rest of the lid that's exposed. This look is so pretty for spring as an everyday look. It's really nice. And also to darken up that crease, if you had this palette, that black would work fine. I would just make sure that you apply a little at a time and blend it out nicely. And I'm taking the remainder of what's left on my brush in the inner corner there. Bring some light to the eye. And if you'll notice, when I apply the shadows to the lid especially, I pat them on, not sweep. Sweeping, it will dull your color out and you won't be able to see it very well. Patting, your color will be more vibrant and stand out more. So remember that on the lid. Pat, pat, pat. Except like if you're using shadows wet, that's an instance where you can kind of sweep it on. For the brow bone highlight, I'm actually using another color from the Greed palette. And it's just this one. And this brush I'm using is the angled contour brush from e.l.f. Just looks like that. Just applying that right directly under the brow. Once all that's done, I will, as one of the last steps also, close to after I get done showing you everything I'm going to use, off camera I will also be applying the expresso color as a lash line color down here. As the upper liquid liner, I'm going to be using this e.l.f. waterproof one in coffee. It's a brown one. And for the waterline liner, it's going to be white. It's just a white eyeliner. The mascara, after curling them, I'm going to be using the Rimmel Max Volume Flash Mascara. After I get my other eye done, I will come back and show you what I used on my lips, as well as my cheeks and the rest of my face, so you will have an idea of how to do this complete spring makeup look. Now that the look is complete, the mascara, the eyeliner, everything's done. Since this is spring and you want to keep it kind of light, I used the Hard Candy Nobody's Perfect concealer palette. For concealer, I used the e.l.f. face powder. This one's in ivory. For a little bit of glow, I used the e.l.f. bronzing powder in Luminance. And for the blush that I have on, it's very light, but I use the NYC Color Wheel, the one in Peach Glow. So just a peach hint to my cheeks. And bright lips seem to be in this spring, and to go with this really muted down, kind of everyday-ish wear look, I used this pink lip tar, or not lip tar, but a lip stain in, this is from e.l.f. and this one's in Fashionista. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you for watching.